Greetings, the Timix here, and welcome to Creeper World 2 Redemption Anniversary Edition. This is the second game in the Creeper World series, and my playthrough of the first game, I've made that playlist public again. Had it as unlisted for a while because I didn't want it up there with no context. Basically, it's just raw gameplay. There's no commentary on that one. But for any of you from the Something Awful forums, you want to go back and look at any of those, you won't have to search through the forum thread. Just head on over the playlist if you're interested in looking at any of that. This is going to be a blind playthrough with small caveat. I've seen a good part of one episode. That's a lot different than the first game, in which I played through a little over half of it. Up through Tucana, I believe. Before, starting the LP. I know that there's a few things different. There's cross-section as opposed to top-down. And obviously with that comes a lot of difference to the structures. But I don't know what a lot of the different things do. And I don't know the story. So it's going to be pretty much totally fresh. So I'll be blundering through it to a certain degree, I'm sure. The other thing is, I did actually record the first mission once already, and it was a disaster. I forgot to set my microphone on in the recording software, and while I was changing around some of the resolutions to find out what worked better, that didn't agree with the recording at all. Tried to edit it afterwards, do some post-commentary, it just became a big mess. Couldn't salvage it, threw it in the trash, doing it again. So I have seen the first mission, but it's not anything to get that excited about in terms of spoiler tutorial as we'd expect. Okay, so the help is pretty similar to the first game, but I'm not going to be spending any time there yet. I sort of want to let the game introduce itself. And let's take a look at the various sections, bottom up. We can see here, by the way, on the main menu, it's a little bit of an upgrade. Graphically, we've got a few ships flying around, so that's interesting. We don't have the galaxy background this time. We've got more like a developed city thing here. Alright, custom. And this is where you get the online maps, things that people have made for the game. The first one has about 6,500, this one has less than 3,000, so it definitely wasn't as popular for making custom maps for the game. But, when you get to that number, what's a few thousand make, honestly? Obviously, we're not even going to scratch the surface of that, but if you want to look, find any that you think are interesting, that you'd like me to try when everything else is done, I'll consider that. Okay, the code section, kind of like the chronometer from the first game, only that's expanded. You got procedurally generated missions. You can see we've got small, medium, and large for the size, so there's different versions of the same map, and also in complexity, low, medium, and high. We've got all kinds of stats down here. I don't even know what a lot of that means yet. We can also just do by date. As you can see, I'm recording this on February 17th. Again. We can do random missions. You can get numbers. You can use words. They don't even have to make any sense. It just uses those as a seed, and then you can launch the mission. Like, for example, I can put purple, Yeti, zebra, and after each letter it changes what it's going to give me for the mission. So essentially, if these interest you, you can have virtually unlimited playability. Okay, the actual official bonus content. I'm imagining this is probably like the special ops version. You know, the specially designed bonus missions to further challenge you when you've completed the story. Looks like you just beat one to unlock the others. It's not like where you had to do the 5 missions for each Conquest Pentagon set, and then you come in and unlock them. You just one unlocks the others. Is how I think that works. And then we've got our story. And same deal here. We've got a grid 4x5. There's no galactic map. There's no circling in a path. But same deal, really. Unlock one to get to the next, it seems. And I think that's about it for our setup. Novus Orsa is day 1. So we're not going to be wasting any time if we're going to knock out one planet a day, are we? In terms of the storyline, I mean one planet a day. Let me clarify that. Okay, mission day 1, Novus Orsa. Objectives. The game type is obliteration. Destroy all creeper and enemy structures. That doesn't sound too complicated. Admiral Abraxas, whoever he is. Welcome, citizens, to our destiny. 30 years ago, as I led the remnants of the human race on a great exodus, well, yeah. Very clear who he is now. That appears to be the commander from the first Creeper world. And we are now 30 years later, so they've given us some good timeline information right off the bat. I would never have imagined such a day might come. Today we stand poised to take our rightful place among the stars. Awful full of yourself, aren't you? I'm actually halfway impressed humanity has even survived this long, given how many times we came close to being exterminated by the Creeper in Creeper World 1. We have all lost loved ones and friends to the Creeper. I wish my daughter Aliana could be here to see this day. Perhaps more than most, she made this day possible. I ask that we take a moment to reflect, to remember all those who have passed in our service. Let's do that. Even though we have no idea who Aliana is, other than being commander / former commander, now Admiral Abraxas' daughter. And wonder what she did to make this day possible. Citizens, I now present to you Commander Dax Joven. He along He along with nearly 100 others were promoted to the rank of commander earlier today. Why? Why did we need almost 100 new commanders? They will take up the tasks we have put before them. Nebulous statement. They will take us back to the stars. Well, we're getting awful full of ourselves, aren't we? And I will admit, I cannot see the name Dax without thinking of the Jadzia Dax character from Deep Space Nine. But, yeah, Dax Joven. I don't think we're talking about a trill here. Commander Joven, you may proceed. And here he is. He's looking awful young for a commander position. Thank you, Admiral Abraxas. Is an honor to be introduced before our people. Thank you, sir. Yeah, he's definitely eloquent, fully in command of things, clearly qualified for his position. Not. Got another character here, Lieutenant Varro Hale, saying on private communication to the new commander, steady Dax, throttle back, relax, get to the presentation, you'll do great. I have to admit, I do not share the lieutenant's confidence at this early moment, but let's give Commander Dax Joven here a chance. Citizens, I will now demonstrate the capabilities of the new Human Alliance's Liberation ship. These vessels represent the pinnacle of NHA technology pioneered by Dr. Abraxas. Getting the idea that he knew Abraxas' daughter. Maybe a little bit of... I'm not remembering the word exactly. Maybe a little bit of nepotism involved here. Abraxas promoting some of his friends. We shall see. Or perhaps not see, depending on what they tell us. But yeah, we got the NHA, so that's our, apparently our governing body or whatever. And we've got a really cool liberation ship. Without Dr. Abraxas, we would not understand how the Creeper functions, and would not be able to combat it so effectively. We really do seem confident in ourselves. Without further delay, I will now demonstrate how a typical planetary scrub is expected to proceed. Fear nothing, and bear witness to a new destiny, the Creeper's demise. Yeah. Why do we get the feeling this is all going to go sideways faster than you can flip a coin? But yes, let's start the mission. Let's see what Commander Joven has for us. Cool music. This is your liberation ship. It is perhaps the single finest piece of technology ever constructed. Protect it with your life and it will return the favor. You will travel from world to world in this ship, and on each world you will destroy the Creeper that ravaged our civilization. So it seems that when these instruction boxes come up, with the continue thing here, we are paused. Seems like the game automatically does that, much like on the first one. So before we do that, let's take a look around. You can see we've got the sky up here, we've got mountains, we got our ship. 20 out of 20 health, that doesn't seem like a lot. And up at the top we've got, we're going to confuse ourselves, because in Creeper World 1 all the resources were at the bottom, now they're at the top. Okay? We've got the plus and minus. We've got 20 out of 20 energy to start. We're used to that. We've got ore, new resource, Teknites. There's no minus on the Teknites. I'm not sure what they do or how. But you can see we've got, ground, and then we go down into the ground here, apparently. We've got our score and time. At the bottom here, we've got systems and weapons with everything locked. We've got our speed. I don't see any reason not to keep it on medium. We've got gravity, 1G, normal gravity. Okay, we've got our build direction. So apparently that stuff can change. Gravity and build direction depending on the world. So that's going to confuse the crap out of me. Creeper density. Readout for... It doesn't say anything. Probably readout for a specific area. Options. We can change the resolution. Not going to do that. That didn't go so well last time. I am going to turn the overall volume down because it seems to be a little bit overbearing. And I'll check that again, see how things go. People want it higher or lower, let me know, but I want to have a balance between the game and myself. Seeing as I'm operating under the delusion that people actually want to hear me talk. Mist effects, full rate screen updates, play siren sounds, no reason not to have all that stuff on. Help files again, game, okay. This thing, we've got some structures over here. That's a beacon, which needs supply, 5 out of 5. Don't know what those do yet. Reactors, pretty sure those create energy. And then, yeah, over here we've got actually some creeper. We've got blue creeper, as we would expect. You move it around and you get an exact readout of how dense it is. So that's a new thing. That's pretty cool. We just got ground, cost infinity here. So I'm assuming that means we can't do anything with that ground. And then we've got... okay, so it looks like the open areas, if you will, cost 3. We've got some black stuff in the way, cost 10. Got more of it, cost 25. This is infinity. Looks like that's how much it's going to cost us to use that ground or something. This thing up here is an ore deposit. Got 2,000 there. Got another beacon. We got more reactors. I think that's basically all there is to see here. Yeah, let's keep moving on. On each world, you will need to build reactors to produce energy. Energy is the lifeblood of your campaign. You need it to build structures and weapons. Select the reactor in the menu and build three reactors where indicated. Okay. So, obviously in the first game, reactors were a thing that you didn't get until over halfway through. They serve a different purpose here. Yeah, only a cost of 5. Got our green construction packets there. Excellent. Every item you build will consume energy as packets are dispatched by the Liberation ship and make their way to the item being built. So they don't have to go along discrete paths. Like, we don't have to have collectors hooked up and relays with a certain connection range. Looks like relays are probably not even going to be a thing in this game. The whole way the network works has changed. They can just send their packets out wherever. Keep an eye on your energy bar to see how much energy you have on hand, how much you are producing, and how much you are consuming. Always important. Ore is another resource you will need. Thanks to the late Dr. Aliana Braxis, we have learned how to create a benign version of Creeper from the ore. Wow. And yeah, there's confirmation she is dead. She invented a way to create Creeper from ore. A benign version of Creeper. That's disturbing. We can use this friendly Creeper to combat the insidious Creeper that destroyed our many worlds. Ore deposits will usually be deep in the terrain, and excavation will be necessary to reach them. Okay. Click on the indicated terrain cells to begin excavation. Digger packets will automatically dispatch and excavate the terrain. Note that you can click each cell individually, or you can click and drag to select a path. Clicking again deselects a cell. Excavating terrain will be essential on your missions. You will need to excavate to reach and flee from the Creeper, recover valuable resources, and collect lost artifacts. Just be careful not to excavate too much too fast, else you will starve your energy reserves. They're really hitting that energy point wisely. And yeah, well, let's do a path here. Let's see how that works. Pretty easy. Okay, we got these white packets flowing along, and it appears that what we're looking at is that the cost listed on the ground here is the cost to excavate that particular area. Perfect. Now build an ore rig on top of that ore deposit to start collecting ore. In future missions, you can also excavate around the ore deposit and attach ore rigs on each face to increase ore production. Okay. Well, our ore rig costs 10, twice as much as the reactor. Watch the ore indicator at the top of the display to see how much ore you have. You have a maximum amount of ore that can be stored at any one time. Once this amount has been reached, any ore rigs you have will stop mining ore. As you consume ore, ore rigs will automatically begin mining fresh ore to replace your stockpiles. Each ore deposit has a finite amount of ore. Hover over the ore deposit and note the status display at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, we already did that. We can see that there. Now it's time to take out some Creeper. There is a nice large pool of Creeper below the Liberation ship. It's just sitting there, since there are no emitters to increase its volume. It is ripe for destruction. Click the red weapons tab below, then build a blaster where indicated. Okay, so apparently, yeah, blaster's obviously looking very familiar, same cost as in the first game. But, apparently, our blasters can just sit in the middle of thin air. So they're like hover blasters? Hover weapons platforms? Something like that. Perfect. That creeper stands little chance against your skills and quick learning. Yes, I am highly skilled in following extremely basic construction. Basic instructions. I do not think that means the creeper stands little chance against us, but perhaps that creeper in the pool does, simply because it's completely defenseless and not doing anything. Blasters, like all weapons, consume ammo as they fire. Note how your liberation ship dispatches red ammo packets to your blaster to replenish its supply. Always be mindful of your energy supply and how many weapons you have firing. If you build too many, you will starve each weapon of ammo and render each essentially ineffective. Smart commanders build only what is required to get the job done. They're being a little bit heavy-handed with this, but I like the fact that they're really hitting hard that point of, look, manage your energy, because that's what the game is. You know, it's building, you know, the most efficient fighting force or resource gathering force or whatever you need to do. You know, spam building is usually not smart. There is more to this map than you might think. Here we're firing away, that's nice. See that scroll bar on the right? Grab it and scroll down to see the rest of the mission area. Note that you may also use the arrow keys or your mouse wheel to scroll up and down. Okay. And it looks like we've got an emitter down here. We've got some creeper, decent density. We've got an emitter. Low health. It's got 10k strength and an interval of 0.5 seconds. I'm sure that's important to like how much it sends out. Nice to be able to see that. Okay. Note that this mission is relatively shallow. On other missions you may have to dig deep into the terrain to accomplish your goals. Exciting. Before we proceed, you should take careful note of the new wireless packet technology that we have developed. Packets automatically travel through the air to their target location. This is accomplished by another of Dr. Abraxas' innovations, the Phantom Energy Field. Seriously? The Phantom Energy Field. Okay. Well, not bad as Handwavium goes. We are now able to power weapons and packets remotely. To accomplish this, we must build beacons that project the Phantom Energy Field. Okay, so that's what the beacons are for. These beacons will light up an area and allow packets, weapons, and structures to function in that area. Okay, see, we've got this. Just now figured out what this is, by the way. It's lightning or power symbol. It basically means we can't do anything in this area, we can't do anything in this area, because they aren't light. They don't have a beacon. Yep. Okay, click on the beacon. It shows the area. It can't reach that far. Okay. So, we do have a network. It's just a much different working kind of network. You gotta have a beacon to supply to an area. Scroll the map down and build a beacon where indicated. Watch the area around the beacon light up after the beacon is built and receive its first energy packet. Note that you can attach a beacon to any surface and orient it in any direction. Okay. These cost 15. Has to attach to a surface. I could build it up here, left or right. I could build it left, right, or down here, but I can't. Like, it won't let me put it upside down because there's nothing for it to attach to. It could attach down here. Okay, so we're just going to build it there. Now we are ready to demonstrate our greatest ability. We can manufacture our own anti-creeper. Build a maker where indicated. Looks like in this case we're not talking about maker in terms of a deity a la Dragon Age. We're talking about A building. Yes, the maker is a weapon. Cost 50. Expensive. But we might expect that. If we take a look at our beacon here, you can see it gradually uses up energy. It doesn't seem to matter, I'll have to look at this later, but it doesn't seem to matter how many things it's actually using. It just powers to the energy, and every so often, when it gets down to 4, you can see them going to the other ones. It gets down to 4, it's going to get another packet from the ship. So the more of them you have built, the more energy you're going to have to use for these. Sort of the ammunition it gets is what allows it to power things. Okay, build a maker up here. Oh my goodness, we've got all kinds of settings here for this. Deactivate, disarm, disconnect, produce, charge, vacuum, 1 times, 2 times, 4 times speed. You can put everything in a burst. Do all kinds of things with these makers. Now click the Creeper Maker and click the Produce checkbox in the command area below. Okay, now we're producing white or grayish anti-creeper. What a sight that is! We never imagined we would be able to understand, much less tame the creeper. Watch as ore is consumed and anti-creeper is produced. It will flow down and make contact with the evil creeper that has cooled below. When opposite types of creeper touch, pure annihilation is the result. You can also move the creeper maker so that it deposits anti-creeper where you need it. Cool. I'm wondering if... I'm guessing it must just be gravity that makes it go down instead of like flowing up this way. So like the anti-creeper and maybe even the creeper itself are subject to gravity. We have only one last task before us. We are going to destroy that emitter. Emitters are impervious to all weapons. Even friendly creeper won't harm them. But leave it to Dr. Braxis to come up with the nullifier. The nullifier module somehow causes the emitter to slip in between realities. It slides between our universe and the next. So there's only two universes in the multiverse? Is there a previous universe? Or, like, there's just ours and one other, and why? Trapped in this region, the nullifier alters the rules of physics. I've already read this, and it still cracks me up. The nullifier alters the rules of physics around the emitter, making it possible to actually destroy the thing. Why don't they just matter-of-factly put that out there? Yeah, we decided to alter the rules of physics. Our best scientists still don't really understand how it operates, but for Dr. Abraxas it was obvious. It was obvious how to alter the rules of physics. So basically, Dr. Abraxas makes the rest of human scientists, look like an idiot child building stick figures. By comparison. Because everything important to us in terms of combating the creeper she invented, and things previously considered impossible were obvious and simple to her. So my question is, if she's that smart, why is she dead? How'd that happen? We'll see if they decide to tell us that or not. Your final task is to build a nullifier where shown. You may want to move your blaster into the area to help eliminate the creeper. Once the nullifier is built, it will automatically activate and destroy the emitter. Clean up any remaining creeper on the map and we'll be done with this demonstration. Okay. So, we're going to move our blaster. Move it down here. Let's try moving the maker. So that'll help with things. Okay, let's get that nullifier in place. So, okay, it's got an area of effect here. So apparently it's got to be placed that close to an emitter in order to work. Apparently you cannot alter the rules of physics at long range. And nullifier is charging up. Countdown from 5. Well, that works. And here's our performance graph. Day 1, Novus Orsa. Took us about 7.5 minutes, not counting the pause time. And we've got all kinds of different things here. In the first game, we had energy collected and used, creeper coverage, creeper killed. Now we've got the ore collected and used, and the good creeper. Yeah, it's going to take me a while to get used to the idea of good creeper. But that's on here too. We can turn these on and off. I like the red for creeper killed in the first game. I want the red back. I don't want magenta. But it looks like that's what we're going to have. So, yeah. Novus Orsa. First mission a success. And we will not be submitting our scores. We're not in this for the speed. We're in this for the experience of the game. Learning about it. All that fun stuff. And we are dropped back into the story area. And Far York is next. So we will find out what awaits us in Far York next time. But until then, thanks for watching. We'll return with more Creeper World 2, having passed tutorial level in the next episode. Take care.